Welcome to Second Take, the show that focuses on the issues behind the news. With the opening of all 10 stations of the Gautrain expected to happen in July, Gauteng commuters can look forward to another 4 stations opening their turnstiles in the near future. We talked to Senior Deputy Editor Irma Venter about this development. Irma, welcome to Second Take.
Thanks, Mariaan.
Another 4 stations, that's quite an exciting development. Tell us more.
Well, there's no time frame for these yet, but project leader Jack van der Merwe says it's a firm development. It's definitely going to happen. So we've got these 4 stations. The one is at the SA Mint. That's near the midstream property development there in Midrand and Centurion. We've got it at the depot, the Gautrain depot. That is, of course, very close to the Waterfall estate development, that big multi-billion-dollar investment happening around Buccleuch. And then we've got it at the Proefplaas, or the experimental farm that belongs to the University of Pretoria, near the N1, N4 interchange there. That is to catch some commuters coming in from Menlyn and the east of Pretoria and so forth. And then we have a 4th station, and that's going to be at Heartlands. That's near Modderfontein. That's also the Heartlands property development. So you can see all of these have a specific structure where there's going to be a lot of densification, urban densification. We're going to see these 4 stations coming up.
How successful has the Gautrain been to date?
Well, the first phase has been running for a year now. I mean, that's from Sandton to the O R Tambo International Airport. That has carried 2.9 million passengers. Bombela, the operator and the builder of the Gautrain project, says it's exceeded their target, so they're very pleased with it. And then, of course, the target for the commuter line is to do 135,000 passengers a day, and that is Gauteng government's project leader Jack van der Merwe hoping for that number coming in. So hopefully we're going to see these numbers happen. And then Gautrain will be regarded as a success.
I remember when the Gautrain opened last year, there was a big rush, long queues. What happens if we see the same rush with the opening of the second phase?
Well, everybody's gearing up for the same to happen. It's called the Disney effect. Jack van der Merwe called it the Disney effect. People go there to see this magic ride happening. They want to get on the train, take their families. So they expect the same to happen now when the Pretoria-Johannesburg link opens up. So what they're going to do now, Bombela, is they're going to open all the 10 stations 1 week ahead of the opening of the Gautrain. So you can actually go and buy your golden Gautrain ticket there, and then we can maybe avoid these long queues. Remember when the phase 1 opened, we had these long queues of people queuing to get that golden card and to get through the turnstiles. So hopefully this can mitigate some of that. And then also just gearing up with a lot of staff to also mitigate this effect. We're going to have, probably going to see the same again weekends. You're going to have these thrill seekers and people wanting to see the train and ride on the train coming again on the 1st and 2nd weekends.
Tolling on the Gauteng Freeway Improvement Project has been suspended. Is this expected to have an impact on the Gautrain ridership?
Well, Gautrain, Bombela and the Gauteng government, they believe both that it's not going to have an impact. They said they planned the project, they priced the project without taking tolling into account. However, tolling will be a very nice push for people to go to the Gautrain. And we must also remember the toll fee structure is currently being revised. It's not as if tolling's not going to happen. So we're just going to see maybe possibly a lower toll fee structure, which will still be, I think, sufficient to push people to use public transport and specifically the Gautrain.
As a final question, Irma, has there been any movement on the investigation to extend the operating hours of the Gautrain?
Well, you know, as it currently runs, it starts at 05:24, so that's when the first train leaves, and it stops at 8:30, which is not a lot if you have to catch a plane, and if your plane is maybe delayed, or did you take maybe a business trip to the airport, you took the train to the airport, you took a business trip to Cape Town, you're coming back, you're landing at 8:30. What do you do now? So there has been investigations to extend the operating hours, but of course this is going to cost a lot of money because Bombela says it's going to cost extra people, extra shifts, less time for maintenance. So there's a price tag attached to it. Gauteng government says this price tag is very high. So they don't know. So what I think we're going to see is just, first of all, people are just going to use the open phase 2, see how the entire system runs, see what the demand is, and if the cost can be mitigated through the number of people using the Gautrain, and then we can possibly see longer operating hours.
Irma, thank you very much. That is the Second Take show for this week. Thank you for watching and join us again next time for more news analysis.